Hello, welcome to the next desk update. Now let me show you what I'm building by the guy who designed it. So I'm just going to take some clips of his YouTube channel, then I will explain a little bit more.
Hey everybody, I'm Tommy, and this is a stand that I just finished building for the micro shop that actually doubles as a storage container for the micro shop. Whether it's your first time here or even if you've been here before, welcome to 1 Minute Workbench. So say for example, you live in a tiny house, the storage container could double as a coffee table or a bench. That way you get some extra use out of it and it's not just taking up space. Again, it's a pretty simple build, and if you want to build one of these for yourself, you can download the plans for free from 1minuteworkbench.com.
Okay, so right, originally I was going to I've downloaded the plans for the 1 Minute Workbench, and I will eventually be building this. Obviously I've got various priorities like this desk. I came across the idea. I didn't really want to build a ladder for the bed. I've had ladders for beds before, and they kind of hurt my feet when I'm stepping down them. So the one answer is to build bigger rungs, but obviously bigger rungs takes up more space. Now I'd already planned to build this box to store the 1 Minute Workbench in. Suddenly dawned on me that maybe I could double up this box as a step. So I've decided to bring that project forward, so I can build it, put it by the desk. Maybe I can adapt the desk to fit, maybe I can build extra steps, but I think if I can build this and it works as a step, I get 3 uses out of one box. So let's see how I got on. Okay, so first of all, I apologize, this might be quite lengthy. First of all, what I'm doing here, I've just cut the end off there just to even it up. So I've got a scrap bit of plywood. I'm going to screw that to the piece of wood. That's going to make the table a little bit more stable. It's going to give me a bit of a work surface. So essentially what I'm going to be doing in this video is I have a piece of plywood which is 2.4 meters long by 1.2. There's plans available. I did deliberately leave the original video up so you know where to go for these. These particular plans are free. The ones for the micro shop are not free, which is why this one is free, because it kind of goes with the micro shop. So the plans say to first of all cut out the runners, which are E and F, but I'm actually ignoring that one. I'm going to be cutting those out of a scrap bit of plywood. It's just going to make it easier for me. So we have a total of 6 pieces: A, B, 2 C's and 2 D's. The C's are the long sides, D are the short sides, A and B are the top and bottom. So all of the parts A, B and C are the same length, the same width, but the 2 D's are cut out of one strip and they're actually longer. So the plan I have for this is to first of all cut a strip 40.6 centimeters for the parts D. I'll put that to one side, and then I'm going to cut the piece 94 centimeters, and that will be the width of the A, B and the C's, and then I will cut off one by one the pieces, 2 C's, a B and an A, and then I'll start putting them together. So with all the parts complete, they're all labelled up, they're all put away, and as you can see, it's time to put the saw track away, and that won't be needed anymore for this project. Quick cup of coffee, and then I have two clamps. I don't know if you saw me bring up to the camera, but they're L-shaped, they're perfect 90 degrees, and what I do is I screw one to the table, as I'm doing now. Then I screw the other one, then I bring in a piece of 12mm plywood. There you go. And what I've done is I've screwed another one to make a 12mm thick right angle. And that will form a jig so that when I glue and screw these pieces of wood together, they should be at perfect 90 degrees. So yeah, all that's for me to do now on this bit is to glue them and then screw them together. With the screwing, what I've done is I've positioned them on the jig. I've slapped on loads of glue. I'm really not worried about glue squidge. Let's use the word glue squidge. I'm really not worried about that. And then what I've done is I put a screw at the top and the bottom, about an inch in from the top and an inch in from the bottom, and I've just put as many screws as I think is about right. I think I put about 4 each on the short edges, and then I put the bottom on. Now the bottom wasn't totally square, and I had actually cut a little bit too big. It was supposed to be 57.8 centimeters, and I actually cut it 58.7. So once that's all glued and screwed, I just leave it, and I'll carry on with this clip, but there's no more progress to be made until tomorrow, when the sides have been put in and the top was screwed in. So after I've done this bit, we'll get on with the casters, and hopefully we'll make a start with the sides and the top. Let's just hope I've bought enough wood. Now this bit I'm especially pleased with. Given that it's only a 4-sided box, it's actually fairly rigid and it's only got 25mm screws in it. Obviously once I put the base in, it's a lot more sturdy. So the process I used for putting the base on was I just slapped on loads of glue, absolutely loads of glue. This was the messiest part that I've done. I then placed the top on. Now bearing in mind that I did cut this piece A too big. I just in case I didn't give you the measurements, I'll give them to you again. It was supposed to be 57.8 centimeters. I somehow got muddled up and I cut it 58.7. So there is an overhang, or there will be an overhang. But what I did was I screwed in one corner, making sure that was as absolutely square as I possibly could. And then I went to another side where the overhang was, and I screwed that in so that what I've got is I've got two sides that are absolutely flush, and then I just screwed the other two corners in. And I'll do a tidy up later on. I've got a little plane, it's not anything amazing, but it will just take that extra centimeters off. A bit of work, but you know, we make mistakes when we do our first projects. I think I've got a little bit better in general doing this project than I did doing the saw track, and I suspect the next one will be even better than this one. So I'll just save it to the end, and I do a lovely little test, and I will admit I did play up for the camera. So this is probably the most satisfying part of the build. Got to test it, got to admit it was an absolute success. So let's have a quick adjustment on the camera and then let's have a little dance.